All right, and while we're waiting, just sit with your just gonna put this with your feet um, underneath the knees, and you're looking for 90-degree angles from so the shin bones are perpendicular to the floor, and your thigh bones perpendicular to your shins, or your hips can be higher. And that is a little easier on the hips if they're higher. And your torso 90 degrees to the thighs, or this can be a wider angle here too. If you're sitting higher, then that's going to be a wider angle. That makes sense, and that's fun. So larger angles than 90 degrees, not shorter. And you can have shoes on for yoga, shoes and socks on for this. Doesn't matter. You may, if we roll the ankles around or wiggle the toes or something, you can just do your best inside your shoes. All right. So sitting up tall, we're going to do some breath work. So we're going to do this breath called the straw sh breath. Straw sh breath. The straw is on the inhale. You make like you're breathing in through a straw. You can purse your lips and just breathe the air in through your lips. The tongue needs to be moist, or you can dry your mouth and throat out. So keep your tongue moistened, and then inhale through your pursed lips. And when you exhale, you're going to say shh. And if you feel the mouth getting dried out, shh. Pause, re-moisten the tongue, and start again. In lieu of pursed lips and breathing in, you can roll your tongue into the shape of a straw, and the straw can be, sort of the way we normally think of a straw, coming sort of front to back, and the tongue is moist. Or you can curl your tongue back so the straw, as though it's sideways in your mouth, and the air will come in into the sides of the tongue. Either, so that's, what did I just give you? 3 different versions for the inhale: through pursed lips, through a curled tongue, curled front to back, or curled back, and the air coming in through the sides of the tongue. 3 different ways for the inhale. Everybody will do shh on the exhale. And we're going to add a little spinal movement with this. So when you breathe in, you're going to do a tiny back bend, and the head will come up. And when you say shh, you'll go back down. Just a couple more like that. And then just come to neutral and pause. That breath is supposed to be very calming, and also it increases the water element. So in yoga and in Chinese medicine, they have 5 elements. Water is one of the elements that we're made up of in varying degrees, each of us. And many of us in the wintertime, we get depleted of the water element because the air is so dry. So that's a good breath to do in the winter. And then it's also so calming. So it's nice to do just to relax and release stress. It's a great breath to do right before you go to bed. All right, let's scooch forward toward the edge of the seat now. And we're going to come down to the legs and feet. So you can bring your, whatever you're going to slide your feet on the floor. We'll start with just one leg, one side, and stretch the leg out and bend it back in. So bending and straightening one leg. And the breath work with this is to exhale when you bend the knee, inhale when you straighten the leg. And then a couple times on the other side. Inhale out, exhale back in. In general, when a limb goes towards straight, it's an inhale. And when you exhale, the limb is bending. All right, we'll go back to the first side and start to take the leg out toward the side. Other side. All right, back to neutral. Both feet at the same time going out. Both legs. Inhale, legs out. Exhale, back in. All right. And then let's come to the spine. Your feet can be on your sliders or not. On the exhale, round the spine, looking down, and on the inhale, let back bend again. Let's deepen the back bend a little bit deeper than we were doing with the Strauss breath. And even the forward bend can be a little deeper. In fact, in the forward bend, if you want to make your forward bend, rest your elbows down on your thighs. And then the back bend, elbows to thighs on the forward bend, exhaling. Inhale is the back bend. All right, last one. Last back bend, and just come to neutral. All right, we're gonna bring the hands back to the hips and take some laterals to each side. Exhaling over, inhale back up, other side. Keep going side to side. The next one, as you go down, let your hands slide down the chair leg. And, or you can bring your hand down to a block if you have a block handy there. Well, let's hold right here, keep breathing. Squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades together. And then inhale, come on back up. Second side, exhale over, down the chair leg and or to the block. Just stay there, keep breathing. And then on the inhale, back up and relax. Now we'll take a twist, bring in one hand to the opposite knee. Inhale, raise the arms halfway. Exhale, one hand to the opposite knee. The other hand can go back behind you anywhere. Inhale, back to neutral in front. Exhale, other side. Inhale to the front and repeat. So I'm bringing my hand out toward the knee, and you can deepen it a little by starting to slide the hand back toward the hip. Inhale to center. Exhale, deepen if comfortable. You can always back off. So a lot of my instructions are to how to deepen the pose. And so if you were already deep enough, then stay there or back off, of course, if you need to. All right, and then relax at neutral. Actually, I want to go into that one more time. What we're going to do is a forward bend, a back bend, lateral to one side, lateral to the other, and come into the twist, and we're going to hold the twist. And then we'll repeat that and do the other twist, the other side, and hold that twist. Ready? Exhale. Inhale, a back bend. Come to neutral, exhaling. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, over to one side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, relax. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist as deep as you like, and we're going to hold right there. Make it the spine long from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And feel that long pole of your spine with the rib cage twisting around that long pole. And then inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale the arms down, and we're going to repeat the whole sequence and twist to the other side at the end. Ready? Exhale, rounded spine. Inhale, a back bend. Exhale to neutral. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale over to one side. Inhale to neutral. Other side. Exhale. Inhale to neutral. Exhale here. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take your twist. Get taller and feel the spine sort of revolving around the axis. And then on the inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale the arms down. We'll do a cat-cow here. A rounded spine and the back bend. All right, and back to neutral. All right, we're going to turn toward one side, and you'll need one of your sliders on the leg that is closest to the screen. And start with the feet in front, but just double check that you're on the forward edge of your chair so that your leg can drop down in front of the edge of the chair. And then bring that foot back in front. So you're kind of sitting half on the chair, not all the way on. And we're going to start stretching the leg a little bit out to the side forward and bending it back in. And then starting to head out toward the sides. And so we're going to do this whole range that your hip rotators will do. So you're picking different spokes that feel comfortable for you. Your foot can turn any way you like. Some of the time you might want to rotate in the hip and take the sort of the heel or the toes out with the turn out. And some of the time take the heel out with the toes in, like a turn in, and it doesn't matter. And some of the time you can take that leg almost straight back behind you, kind of in a typical lunge position. But working your hip rotators in there. Keep going back and forth this whole arc, finding your hip rotators. And the hip is that ball and socket joint, so you want to get in there and roll that ball around in the socket. And when that ball rolls around in the socket, you're using your hip rotators. All right, now pick one of these spokes, any of them, maybe more toward the back side, and just hold right there. And you can play with rolling that heel up and down and feel how that rotates in the hip. And then bend the knee back in, and we're going to walk it around to the other side. Keep your slider handy there. And do the same thing on this side. So make sure your front leg is on the slider, and we'll clear the front edge of the chair. And then we'll start with both feet more or less in front, and that front leg, that leg that's toward the screen, is going to start to stretch out on the inhale, back in on the exhale, and just hitting one spoke after another on this sort of half of a bicycle wheel. Turning the leg or turning the hip in that socket. And get those hip rotators woken up. I can't, the inhale is stretching the leg out. Exhale when you pull the leg back in. All right, and then pick one of those spokes to hold on. And just hold right there. Feel free to raise the heel up and down a little bit. All right, got the legs all nice and warmed up. We'll bring it back in all the way to the front and walk it to the center, to the front. And that front, we're going to take the arms up on the inhale, your range of motion, and on the exhale from the belly, exhale from the belly as you fold over the legs. You can bring your elbows to your thighs or drop the hands down the shins toward your feet. Inhales when you stretch up, exhale when you go over. And the arms can take any range of motion, straight out in front if you like, or you can wing them out to the sides and up. On the way up and down, and you can do different ones each time. Let's do 2 more. All right, and then just coming to neutral. All right, we're going to do get your sliders out of the way and scoot forward toward the edge of the chair. We're just going to sort of run in place. Tap your feet, running in place. Run a little bit forward. Run back. Run over to one side and back. Other side and back. On the diagonal and back. Other diagonal and back. And just pause. If you got the legs a little woken up. All right, we're going to walk the legs forward and lift one leg and hold. Take a breath and then put that leg down, and the other leg will lift and hold. Leg strength for you. All right, we're going to do that a couple more times. And you don't want the hip to flexors here to burn out. So if you feel that, drop the knee out a little bit so that doesn't heat up too much. And exhale from the belly, and tell the abs to hold most of the weight of the leg. The hip flexors are going to need to hold a little, but we don't want them to hold the majority of the weight of the leg. And you can also use your hands to help if you need. All right, we're going to repeat that. So you may want to bring your hands in here if those hip flexors are burning out. And lift it and kick it out and slowly lower it, keeping the leg as straight as it's willing to go. And then back in. We'll do the other leg. Lift, kick it out, and slowly lower. Do that a few more times each side. Lift, kick it out, and slowly lower. Back in. Other side. And we'll do one more time each side. Lift, maybe out a little more. Kick it out, and lower. Lift, maybe a little wider. Out and lower. All right, and back in, and just kind of relax the legs and hips a little. If you don't have a rung under the bottom of your chair, you can drop your, slide your foot way back so the hip flexor here, especially if you have that burning sensation in the sort of the crease of the thigh here anywhere, and just stretch those hip flexors out a little bit. If you do have a rung there, you can turn sideways and drop the knee back. So you want to kind of stretch this area out. You have to turn sideways on both sides. Either way, any way you can get that to loosen. And when you've been sitting in a chair all day, that's what you want to stretch out. So you want to kind of do something to get that to stretch back. So the knee needs to go a little bit back behind the hip socket. All right, let's come back to where are my sliders? We got way far under. Let's bring the sliders back in. All right, we're going to take one leg out, in, and then turn it out and kick it out and back in. So the foot is sliding. Same leg, out, back in, on the ball of the foot, turn the knee out and kick it out. And back in one more time, out, in, kick it out. All right, other side, out, in, you're on the ball of the foot. Keep going. All right, let's do one more. Again, I think that makes it even. Okay, and then just relax, legs and feet. And just take a moment to feel, how do the hip flexors feel? So if you're burning out in the hip flexors, we need more abdominal work in the chair or anywhere. And so or just train the abdominals to kick in when you're lifting a leg. So a deep belly muscle called the psoas can be used as a hip flexor instead of these top of the thighs being used to raise a leg off the floor. One way to help try to kick that deeper muscle in is by pulling the belly in. That is on your exhale. Pull the belly in, and that kind of tells those abs, hey, you guys need to work when you lift a leg. So we are going to do lifting of the leg again in the midst of the sun salute, which is that other handout I was talking about. So if you want the handouts of the 6 directions of the spine, which we already did, those were the ones with the laterals and the twist and the forward bend, back bend. And the other handout is the sun salute. So we're going to do the sun salute now. And the sun salute has a lunge in it, and there's all different variations of the lunge, which we're going to play with now. So when I say lunge in the sun salute, you can do any of these. The easiest is just to raise the heel. So this knee is a little bit higher than my other knee. And or you can raise the whole leg, and you can use your hands to help, especially if your hip flexors are burning out. And or you're going to train your abs. So you're going to exhale from the belly, pull that belly in, and then lift the leg, and with or without your hands. And or with the leg lift, kick the leg out. So that's would sort of be the more difficult or the deeper pose. We'll do the sun salute multiple times so you can play with doing, any of those lunge variations or anything in between. So basically, here, let's do those on the other side. Something a little gentler. If your hips are talking to you now, take it easy and just do this. And if you want to train the abdominals a little more, exhale from the belly and then lift the knee. If that's easy for you, kick it out. And that adds more weight to the abs when you put something further away from the source of the effort, which is, in this case, the belly, then that adds even more weight. All right, so those are your choices for the lunge. And then there's a pose, downward dog, in the middle of the sun salute. And in a chair, we have 2 variations. One is so your legs will be out with or without your sliders. And one is a arm strengthener. And so you're going to use your hands back behind you to push into the chair as though to lift your hips up. The hips may or may not come up out of the chair. Some of that depends on your torso length and your arm length. So I have very long arms and a shorter torso. So it's hard for me my arms go straight and I'm still sitting in the chair. So I'd have to sort of bend my knees and help lift my hips up, which you could do, but my arms are still getting a little workout. So that is the arm strengthening variation of downward dog. And then downward dog also has a shoulder opening piece of it. And so you can open your shoulders, and basically your arms can be in any position you like, and just trying to open your shoulders more based on how your shoulders are. So the tighter your shoulders are, you might just do something like this. If your shoulders are already pretty open, maybe take the arms straighter and work your thumbs toward the wall behind you. All right, so variations of downward dog, and then there's the back bend. So we'll just do something like that for the back bend. All right, those are the major pieces. Let's take a sun salute. So this is the start position. Exhale here. Inhale, arms up, and again, any range of motion comfortable for you. Exhale, a forward fold. And then when you come up, you can bring a leg with you if you wanted to use your hands for your lunge. Bring your hands underneath one of your legs there and take the variation of the lunge that you like. And then take your legs out with or without the sliders for downward dog. So we're going to do the arm strengthening variation first, and then a back bend. And then the other variation of dog pose with the shoulder opener. And then we're going to lunge the other leg with or without your hands. And then fold over the legs. Exhale. Inhale, back up, swing the arms up. And exhale, come back to start. And we'll repeat that. Inhale, arms up. Exhaling, over you go. Bringing one leg with you to lunge. And back down, downward dog. A back bend. Shoulder opener. Lunge the other leg. Fold over the legs. Exhale. All the way up, arms up. And exhale back to start. All right, we're going to do a sun salute on the angle on the corner of the chair. So facing more toward the corner. And we will need one slider on this leg that's toward the screen. And we're going to put some standing poses in the middle of the sun salute. Ready? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over the leg. You're going to lunge the leg by, this time the front leg's going to go back. Any of those spokes toward the back half. That's our lunge now, a different kind of a lunge variation. And we're going to add a standing pose in here. Inhale the arms up for warrior one. Turning sideways, open the arms out wide for warrior two. Elbow to thigh, hand to the hip for flank stretch. Back up for warrior two. Bring the back arm to join the front arm. Exhale. Inhale the arms up for warrior one. Arms back down. Back leg to the front. And we're going to take our downward dog variation here. You can have the legs out or knees bent. On the corner of the chair, it's a little easier to have the knees bent. Hands back behind you, and as though to lift your hips up for the dog pose. And then a back bend. And then the shoulder opener. And back down. And we're going to lunge the same leg. And when we turn to the other side, we'll get it. So lunge that same leg and anchor the back heel down and up a couple times. And then bring the back leg to join the front leg. Exhale over the legs. Inhale all the way up, arms up. Exhale back to start. All right, we're going to open the legs wide. So you're kind of back to center. Legs are wide. And we're going to take a twist toward one knee and then the other knee, and then we're going to come down the center. When we come down the center, you can either just come down kind of resting on your thighs, or if you have a block, you can bring your block to the center. And we'll do 3 rounds of this. Ready? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to one knee, and you can slide over, sort of adding a forward bend with a twist, if you like. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, other side. Inhale to neutral, and down the center. And that's 1 round. We'll do two more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to one side. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale to center. And exhale down the center, down the middle. One more round. Inhale. Exhale over to one leg. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down the other leg. Inhale to center. And exhale down the middle. And back up. All right, now you can get that block out of the way if you had it. And we're going to come to the other corner. And the leg toward the screen will need to be on the slider. In a moment, we'll take it in the lunge. Exhale here. We're going to do a sun salute with those same standing poses on this side. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, come back up, and we're going to lunge that leg by the one that's on the slider by stretching it anywhere, any of those spokes toward the back half. And the heel can be up or down, your choice. And then we'll do those standing poses here. I'm trying to face the bent knee in front. Inhale, the arms up. Warrior one. Exhale, turning sideways, arms out wide for warrior two. Exhaling, come down for flank stretch. Elbow to thigh. Keep breathing. Then inhale back up for warrior two. Exhale, bring the back arm to join the front arm. And inhale, the arms up, warrior one. Exhale, the arms down. Bring the back leg back in front. And we'll take dog pose, arm strengthener, pressing into the chair. And then a back bend, shoulder opener. Exhaling the, what do we do next? Oh, the lunge. Get myself mixed up. And then we're going to fold over the legs. So exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale all the way up, arms up. And exhaling back to start. Ooh, and come to the center again. Have your both sliders handy. And we'll start with a cat-cow here. Exhale, a rounded spine. Inhale, a little back bend. And repeat. And we'll come down to the legs. You can lean back and heels down. Stretch both legs out. And in. In when you exhale, inhale, stretch them out. Next time they go out, take them a little bit wider and hold and point and flex. And circles a couple of times in each direction, the reverse directions, and then turn the legs out and in, out and in about 3 times, and then the legs will bend and straighten again with the toes down so we get that stretch across the top of the ankle. A few of those, and then come on back in. All right, we're going to take the sun salute with standing poses off the corner again. So turn toward that corner. The leg that's toward your screen will be on your slider or paper plate or whatever your sliding apparatus is. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, a forward fold. Inhale, back up. And a lunge. Any angle there. And we're going to inhale into warrior two. Exhale, the back arm joins the front arm. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, fold over your front leg. Inhale, come up to warrior two. Drop the back arm to the chair or your back leg and reach the other arm up. Work back to warrior two. Flank stretch. We'll add the arm. I'm only adding these things if comfortable for you. Back to warrior two. And then release the arms down. Bend the back leg to the front. And we'll take our dog pose. Arm strengthener variation. The back bend. And then the dog pose shoulder opener variation. And we're going to skip the lunge here and just go right over into the forward fold. And come all the way up into arms up and exhale the arms down. All right, let's take that over to the other side. Switch your slider over to the other foot. Go to the other corner. Slider is on the leg that's toward your screen. Exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale over the legs. Inhale back up and stretch that leg back in the lunge. Set that leg anywhere. Any of those angles comfortable for you, and raise the arms for warrior two. Back arm joins the front arm, warrior, just arms in front. And then inhale, arms up for warrior one. And we're going to fold over that front leg, exhaling. Inhale back up. Warrior two. Flank stretch, adding that arm, if you like. Back to warrior two. Drop the back arm to the chair or your back leg. Reach the front arm up and maybe back. Back to warrior two. And lower the arms and bring the back leg in front. And we'll take our dog pose here, arm strengthening variation. A back bend. Shoulder opener variation of dog pose. And relax. We're going to skip that lunge. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale back up. And exhale the arms down. We'll come to face forward with the legs wide again. And again, if you have a block there, you may want the block at center. We're going to repeat these are revolve triangles and wide leg forward fold. Ready? Inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist and add the arm going down if you like. Inhale back to neutral, arms wide. Other side, exhale. Inhale to neutral and exhale down the middle. Inhale back up, arms wide. We'll repeat 2 more times, 2 more rounds. Exhales are when you fold forward, either over a leg or down the middle. Inhale when you come up, it's like starfish. Exhale down the middle. Go at the pace with your breath. So you might finish before or after me, depending on your breath length. This is the second round. So we have 1 more. Over to one side. And last time down, we're going to stay down 1 extra breath. And then come on back up, climb back up. And you can Move your block out of the way and bring your sliders in again. All right. Both legs out and in, out on the inhale, in on the exhale. Some of the time the heels up and the feet are flexed, and some of the time the ball of the foot can stay down for stretching across the top of the ankle. You can do whichever one you feel your body needs more of. So for me, I need those heels out and the calf stretch more. And we're going to take the legs out and hold on the next one. Just hold right there and just emphasize the stretch. So if your balls of your feet are down, really push the toes down a little bit more. That'll emphasize the stretch for you. Back off, of course, if you don't want it emphasized anymore. And then relax the legs back in. Come to the spine and a rounded spine when you exhale and a baby back bend on the inhale. So don't force or push too much into that back bend. We're cooling down now, so not your deepest forward bend or back bend. And then let's come to neutral. We're going to do a little eye movement. Keep your eyes at some point at the right and straight in front. That'll be your neutral point or the center where we come back to. From there, roll your eyes up toward the ceiling. Try not to move the head unless you absolutely need to or until you need to. Keep stretching the eyes up, and then at the very end, move your head just the littlest amount you need to get those eyes more or less right above your head. And then keep your head there and take the eyes back down the nose. See if you can find your neutral spot, your starting point, and then bring the head to match. So you're back to your center. And from that center point, take your eyes over to one side, trying not to move the head until you absolutely need to. And only move the head enough so that you can get your eyes pretty much right off to the side. And really stretch left eye, right eye, and then keep the head there, but move the eyes back. See if you can get your eyes all the way back to your starting point, and then release the head again to meet up or match it. Eyes to the other side, all the way over, trying to get right off to that side of your ear, and then go ahead and let the head go enough to where you can find a point over there. Both eyes, left eye stretch more, right eye a little more, and then keep the head there, release the eyes back. See if the eyes will go all the way back to find your point, and then let the head match. And then just let your eyes blink a little bit or relax everything back to neutral. You can do a little mini cat-cow, not your max. And then we're going to do palming. So if you have eyeglasses on, you may want to remove them for this next one. We'll cup the palms over the eyes, and the spine is a little bit rounded. That's your exhale. And inhale, release a little bit. And exhale, rounded spine. Now, sometimes those eye movements can make people a little nauseous or dizzy or something. So just make note of that. Next time, don't do the maximum range of what I'm saying off to one side and all the way up. Just do tiny movements, maybe just 10%. And Sandy, that might be you because that's kind of common with MS, get a little dizzy sometimes. If comfortable to stay palming your eyes, feel free. That can help relax things and bring things back in. And then just release and relax the hands down. Find a comfortable position to relax in. Feel free to use the chair back now to relax back into. And we're not going to do the straw breath with the physical movements, but I want you to visualize or imagine that breath happening. I'm going to talk through it. So on the inhale, there was 3 different ways you could inhale. Either just pursing your lips and breathing in through the lips, or the tongue was curled in one of 2 ways. So that's your inhale. And on the exhale, we were saying shh. Just imagine yourself doing those movements, those breaths and that sound. And some people find just imagining doing the breath that saliva gets generated, and that's a good sign. And when saliva is generated, that's the part of your nervous system that is the rest and digest, the calming, relaxing part of your nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. So if you can feel saliva coming in, just go ahead and swallow if you need to, and count that as a good thing, a check mark for you. So some folks find the inhale visualization difficult, but they can sort of hear and feel their mouth saying shh. So sometimes just focusing on that exhale works to get a little saliva going. It's funny, and I think almost all languages across the globe, that sh sound is part of words that are all about calming and being peaceful and releasing and relaxing. Must be something to it, huh? You're more than welcome to stay with that calming and relaxing visualization as long as you like. And just whenever you're ready to come out, do so nice and gently as you just got your nervous system all calm. So don't jar the body or the mind or anything. But for now, I will say thank you for coming. Namaste, and hope to see you again next week.